I heard one like boom, and then it went.
But he was in the passenger seat, correct?
Yeah, next to me. Yeah.
And so the shots were out the driver's side door. So in other words, he had to.
That's what I'm saying. No, he leaned over me. I don't know like his exact position was.
But he leaned over and you. So in other words, the bullet kind of went in front of your face, right, to get outside, or how did that work?
I don't know. I was telling you, I don't know where his hands was. I remember him like leaning over me, like I know that, right? But like after the first shot, like I don't remember exactly what happened. Like everything would start moving like really slow, and like everything like I couldn't hear anything.
And do you remember what happened right after that? Like, did you know that somebody had been shot?
No, I remember stopping at some time. I remember like hitting the brake like within the like when I got conscious of myself. I remember my feet being slammed on the brake. I remember I couldn't hear anything. I remember the sun hitting my window. I remember like everything was silent, like there's no noise, like everything was like really quiet. Then like all of a sudden like I kept seeing his hand move, right. Like somewhere in my eyes, like I could see a hand moving like down here, like so then I remember looking at the hand, and then that's when I started hearing again. He was saying like dale dale dale, which means like go go go. So then I started driving down the street. And by the way, I didn't find out. Like you asked me, right? Do you have to give who people were shot? I didn't know that people were shot into Tuesday. Like 2 days later, that's when I found out that 2 people were shot.
And right afterwards, you say to Mr. Reyes, his name, right? Did you say to him, what did you do?
Actually, Wilfredo, that's his last name. Wilfredo, that's his last name. Reyes.
Reyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say to him? Did you ask him about why he did it, or what did you say? What was the conversation like after that?
I remember like saying, like I remember the first things I remember saying like, what the fuck, like what'd you do that for? Like, and then I remember saying like, throw the gun out because I was scared. And then like just that, like I was like keep saying that because I was scared, so I was telling him to throw the gun out, like what you do that shit for, like things like that. That's the conversation that's what I was saying, driving down the street and going into like the fast. You get into like a way, like it's not a freeway, but you can drive there like really fast. Then I get off on Alemany, and then Alemany and make like a U-turn, and then I made like a right. I don't know, like because I wasn't really paying attention much to the outside of the car. Like I mean, I was driving right, but I don't remember like where I was going. Like my mind wasn't focused on where I was driving, but I remember being at Alemany and then go like when I turned on Alemany, make like a U-turn and then start coming back. I remember he got off on one of the first streets, and then because he said that I was like a state of shock and I was like really upset, so he told me, just go home, like go to your home, like that. So then I remember like driving out that street, but he got off on Alemany.
Yeah, was that last time you saw him?
No, last time I saw him was I think it was like Tuesday. Yeah.
That was obviously just before you were arrested.
That was the day I got arrested, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were you thinking during this time? I mean, were you trying to hide, or what were you doing at this time?
No, I wasn't trying to hide. Like I didn't know people were shot. I didn't find out anyone was shot until Tuesday morning when I went to work. I was just like upset like about the whole situation, like 'cause it wasn't like, you know what I mean, like it wasn't like a pleasant thing to be like. Like if you've never been in that situation, like it's like what the fuck, like.
What went through your mind when you heard that 3 people were killed?
I didn't find out that 3 people was killed until I was in the interview with the police. That's when they told me. But 2 people have died. I learned that in the papers.
So you learned in the papers on Tuesday that 2 people had died. It was
Yeah.
Tuesday after, and then I guess it was later the 3rd person died.
I found out that until later, like until I was already in custody.
But when you heard that a couple of people were killed, what did you think?
I said, oh shit, like I got even more scared, like, and then, cause it's fucked up, like those people have died, and then like it wasn't, at first on my mind it's like shooting, right, it's a shooting, some people get, like it's just a shooting, like nothing beyond that, right, but then when I found out that 2 people was shot, like 2 people was killed, like this is like a different ball game. Like it's just like I was even like scared. I felt bad for them. Like it's people have died. So
Did somebody tell you about the news, or did you actually read it, see it in the newspaper, or what happened?
now I went to work and then somebody was talking about the Chrysler 300, and then like they would kind of tease me. They said, oh yeah, well, we saw it on the news or something. So then like, cause most of the people on my job know me, right? Like who I am, the person, like who I really am, not what obviously not what the media have published. So they wouldn't that I would be involved in anything like this. So what happened there was just teasing me, thinking it's just like, oh yeah, he have a car, but it was nothing like there. So then when they start saying that, like I start wondering what they're talking about. So I went to the front, like because I was working on the back, so I went to the front, and then this guy had the newspaper in the front in the front office, right? So
I guess hours after that you were arrested.
I was arrested hours after. I was arrested. I went to work at like at 9. I read that thing like at 9, 10 in the morning. I think I don't know the specific time. And I was arrested like at 11:30 at night.
Were you expecting to be arrested?
No. Well, I didn't want to run because I don't know, like I wasn't like my mind, like I wasn't thinking straight, like I wasn't thinking I was thinking, but it's just like too much, like I don't know what to do, like yeah.
Had you ever thought of calling the police?
I did, but I thought they wouldn't believe me. Like everything I thought before, like it would be like what really happened. So it was like even if I would have done it, wouldn't make a difference.
And now, had you thought about calling Mr. Reyes during any of this time?
No, the police know where he is, so why would I call him?
Well, just to tell him, look, we heard that a couple of people have been killed, and.
Oh, you're talking about after I found out, or
yeah,
now?
after you found out that these people were killed.
No, I didn't tell him anything because he kept calling me and telling me. This is before I got arrested. Like he was telling me like, oh, it's gonna be alright. Stop being mad. I like because he knows I was really pissed off.